In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can connect a MongoDB with a PyScript. The module that has been used is known as pymongo. To connect a MongoDB to the PyScript, we have to use a pymongo module. In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can connect the MongoDB with the PyScript and how you can pass a JSON file to the MongoDB by using a PyScript. This video is going to be very easy. First of all, we have to install the MongoDB compass. I have installed the MongoDB compass already. It is my MongoDB compass. First of all, I'm going to connect the MongoDB compass with the local host, that is 27017. After this we have a VS code where I'm going to put my PyScript code and run it and import the JSON file. Now, second thing that we need a module, that is module with the name of pymongo. To install the module pymongo, I'm going to use a terminal and put the command to install, that is pip install pymongo. After typing the command, I pressed enter. It sets all requirement already satisfied. It's mean I have already installed the pymongo in my virtual environment. I don't need to install it again in our virtual environment. In my virtual environment, so after installing the pymongo, we have to import a pymongo in our PyScript. To import a pymongo in our PyScript, we have to type I am going to import from pymongo. I'm going to import Mongo client. I'm going to import Mongo client. After this, we have to import a JSON. To import, because we are going to read a JSON file. To read a JSON file, we need a JSON module. I'm going to use import JSON module. After this, the JSON module has been imported. Now I'm going to move toward the MongoDB compass. After opening the MongoDB compass, there is three database that has been created default because it has been created by MongoDB compass itself. We have to create a database where our JSON file has to be stored. To create a database, first of all, we have to connect the MongoDB. How we can connect the MongoDB? We need a connect string. So where we find the connect string? There is a connect option at the top left bottom. I'm going to click on connect button. There is a disconnect button, disconnect option. I'm going to click on disconnect option. There is a new connection and there is a MongoDB string. I'm going to copy this MongoDB string. Now, after copying the MongoDB string, we have to connect it also. I'm going to save it and connect it. I'm going to connect it by clicking on connect button. It has been connected. Now, to use this string, we can connect it to MongoDB. For this, I'm going to name a variable that is known as Mongo connection. It means Mongo connection. After this, we have to pass the string that we have copied from there. That is known as MongoDB localhost. Now, the string has been passed. We need a database name. We need a database name to make our database. So for database name, first of all, I'm going to use the client function. How we can pass this string? We cannot pass this string by using simple variable and putting the string there. We have to use a function that is known as Mongo client. Sorry, that is not a function, that is a method Mongo client and parenthesis where we going to place our string. Our string has been placed in the Mongo con, so I'm going to write there Mongo con. After typing the Mongo con, our Mongo connection has been connected. How we can check the connection has been connected? I'm going to type a print command client and I'm going to save it and run. After running, you will see that the local host has been connected. It's shown that local host has been connected. It means showing true. It means it is connected. Now, after this, we have to create a database name. So for creating a database name, we have to name it a variable that is known as db. You can give it whatever you want to give. I'm going to give it db. And the second thing is we can use this client. We have to give this a name, client, and this bracket. After this, we have to name it. I'm going to name my database sample. After naming the database, I'm going to run this code. First of all, I'm going to save it and I'm going to run this code. This code has been run. After this, I'm going to open a MongoDB. After open a MongoDB, if I refresh it, let me disconnect and connect it again. After I refresh it, there is no database created while I type the database name, but it is not created, because to create a database we have to also create a collection. The collection is known as table in MongoDB. We know that Excel contains the table. For MongoDB, it is known as collection. First, let I show you how collection has been created. There is a plus icon. I'm going to click on plus icon. You see, if I write a database name, for example sample, the create database option is not eligible for it. If I create a collection name that is known as sample, the create database option has been eligible. So for creating a database in a Py script, we have to use a command that is known as collection. To have a collection, we have to name it. I'm going to name it collection variable, and with a db database, I am going to create a database collection. So for database collection, I'm going to use this method and name the database collection. What is the name I'm going to name? I'm going to name it JSON. I'm going to name the collection JSON. After typing this, our database collection has been created. Let's see. Control plus S, and I'm going to run this code. This code is running properly. For this, I'm going to check it on MongoDB. I'm going to disconnect it and refresh it. After this, I'm going to connect it. Okay, the database has not been connected because we have to complete the whole step. To complete the whole step, we need the database is not shown because database will never show if we don't pass any file, any JSON file or CSV file. If we pass a JSON file and CSV file, the database name and collection has been shown. I'm going to show it right there. So for this, I'm going to pass a JSON file. To pass a JSON file, I'm going to create a function that name with the name of read, and where I'm in read, I'm going to add the file path here where our JSON file should be considered. For this, with open, I'm going to open a file that I'm going to create right now, and the file path and I'm going to open it in read mode to read the JSON file. And giving it name as F. Now to load the data in JSON format, I'm going to use a data equal to load data is equal to JSON dot load, and where I'm going to put f. To find a JSON file, I have to create a JSON file here. To create a JSON file, I'm going to open I'm going to go there and click on the create file icon and name it a JSON file. So for I'm going to name it sample.json. Sorry, this spelling is wrong. Sample.json. This sample.json has been created. I have a sample JSON file. I'm going to add a sample JSON data. I have this sample JSON data that I have created for a company. After this, I'm going to save it. The JSON file has been saved. Now we have to load a JSON file. To load a JSON file, we have to create a if and name. We have to create a if underscore name underscore equal to underscore main, and this. After this, it has been created. We have to pass a JSON file. To pass a JSON file, I'm going to give a JSON path. To give a JSON path, to replace the file path with a JSON file, I'm going to type here JSON, giving a name JSON file path, and where I'm going to path giving my JSON file path, that is JSON sample.json. I'm going to right click on it. There is a copy relative path. I'm going to click copy the relative path and paste it. This is our this is our relative path of my JSON file. After this, I have to pass it to this read function. To pass it to the read function, I'm going to use a JSON data. JSON data variables. You can name it any name you want. JSON data, and where I am going to where I'm going to give the function parameter with the path. So for this, I'm going to read function. I'm going to call this function read and giving the path. The path is JSON path, because our JSON variable contains the sample.json, and that's why it I have write the JSON path here. After this, we have to insert the JSON file to the MongoDB. To insert the JSON file to the MongoDB, we have to use the method that is known as collection insert. It's mean table insertion, because all the JSON files are represented in MongoDB by tables. So for this, I'm using a method that is known as collection dot and insert. I'm going to use the method of insert one, because I'm going to pass a one file. There are different method that is known as insert one, insert many. The insert one is used to pass only one file. Insert many is used to pass the many files. First of all, I'm going to pass insert because I have one file, so I'm going to pass it with insert one. After this, I'm going to put my JSON file path, that is JSON. So we have to pass the function that is known as read. To pass this function, I'm going to give this name JSON data that contain the read function. So I'm going to type there JSON data. After this, I'm going to type there a command that tell us our function is running properly. For this, I'm going to type there file has been imported. JSON file has been imported. After this, I'm going to save this file here, and run this file. Let's see. It's showing the error if name underscore. Okay. Sorry, I put 3 times. It has 2 underscores. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to save it again and run it. The mistake that I have done there in this code, that I didn't return the data. So to return the data, I'm using a return and data. After this, I'm going to save it and run it again. Okay, the JSON file has been imported correctly now. I'll show you how it's look in MongoDB. I'm going to open the MongoDB here, and I'm going to refresh it again by clicking on this button. You see that the database has been created. I said that we have to put collection, so a collection and JSON file to see our database has been created or not. If we don't place our JSON file, it doesn't create a database. I'm going to open it, and you will see the JSON collection name that has been created. I'm going to open it. You will see that there is our JSON data that I have created for my project. This is our JSON data. I hope so you understand my video. See you next time. Please subscribe and share my channel. Okay, Allah Hafiz.